There is no intro. Why did they do this? Why is this a thing? They delayed his EZA only to do this. How's it going, everybody? It is your boy Luna the Programmer, and as you can tell, I am Sag. Because this unit I love to death. I remember 2018 he came out, and I remember I didn't feel like farming him because I thought the grind was far too annoying, so I actually didn't grind him up and rainbow him until like 2 years after this date. And then, we're like, okay, he's a pretty okay free-to-play unit, and as units released as time went on, he got a little bit worse and a little bit worse as more free-to-play units started coming out. And you would think, okay, well, he was still okay for, content, longer form content that isn't too difficult, like the Infinite Dragon Ball History stages, right? He had a good links, plethora of categories, potential for a good lead for Battlefield. He infinitely stacked on his 12 key, although his 12 key became kind of impossible to get if you had lower HP, which with 80% defense, you might have lower HP quite often. But, he greatly raised on his 18 key, and there was a lot of potential here. So when they announced that he was going to be EZA'd, and that they delayed his EZA for 1 week, 2 weeks, I was like, okay, he has the potential to be the best free-to-play unit in the game, especially since they've been performing pretty well with the EZAs as of late. Like I would say all those Resurrection F EZAs are good. I would say obviously LR Goku Black, amazing unit. Trunks and Mai, even though they're still not very good, they did get a significant upgrade, so they're not total garbage. I would say they're moderately better now. So then when they turn around, and also they gave the Tech Vegito Blue quite a nice EZA along with STR Goku Black. So when they turn around and give him 20% attack and defense, it's a little rough. So let's take a look at what he does. So he goes from 70% to 4 key and 120, which is good. He's still stacking on his 12 key. He actually lowers attack on the 12 key now, which is nice. 18 key, he only raises for a turn, which is unfortunate. But hey, hopefully the rest of his kit will fix it, right? No. So again, 100% attack and defense. So he has 80% attack and defense here. So his start of turn has pretty much not changed. He has some decent stats. Like you see, LRs obviously don't get stat increases, but 20k attack, nearly over 18,000 HP, and nearly 14,000 defense. Pre-EZA on I think it was a 180 lead, double 180 lead. He was at I want to say 130k, maybe 140k, and he has he has Fused Fighters, 5% defense. Shattering the Limit, even though you're probably not going to be activating this, but that's another 5% defense. Prepare for Battle and Fused Fighter, probably going to be the ones you get. So that's another 10% defense. So yeah, he's at 130k-ish on a 180. So I'm like, okay. And he's stacking on his 12 key. So he goes to 100%. So now he's at a delicious 150k. And it's like, are you serious? Reminder that LR Master Roshi from the 6th anniversary, another free-to-play unit, who, by the way, EZA'd immediately, so he can't get better through his own efforts. At least he'll have to get a partner or 200% lead or something, but he EZA'd immediately. And those are the type of units that age the worst, the ones that EZA immediately. Yet he is better than a VEGITO blue card that stacks infinitely. Let's think about that. Because Master Roshi has like 150, 160, 170k defense, whatever it is, depending on what links you have, right? So he has that. Plus, remember, Roshi is stunning. Plus, remember, Roshi is supporting every Goku in the game, although he'll share like 1 or 2 links, but 40%. I would rather the 40% support than what the Vegito has here, which is, bruh. So, and again, he's a Roshi card, so he has Roshi links and Roshi categories. So he's not, pulling out. Oh, he has Super Saiyan. He has Prepared for Battle. He has Legendary Power. Oh, he does have Legendary Power. He has Fuse Fight. You're not giving all of that to Roshi because he's a Roshi card. He has Tournament of Power and Legendary Power, right? Those are his best links. So it was really a disappointment to see that and think about that Roshi from, well, over a year ago now, who again EZA'd immediately and is aging rapidly, is better than the Vegito that released that we've been waiting in EZA for 4 years for. So 100% attack and defense, and then he still has that raises ki by up to 10 for some reason. You're like, okay, well, he had that before, right? So it's like, okay, what else do they give him? So you think, okay, that was annoying enough already, because again, you start getting lower HP, you start not being able to get his 12 ki, and pre-EZA, he only greatly raised his attack for a turn, so you definitely didn't want that, because what was raising attack gonna do? Unless you were stacking a bunch, he was gonna be hitting at like 3.4 million or something, which isn't exactly great, because again, he started with freaking 80% attack and defense. So what they do is like, okay, I heard you were having trouble getting his 12 ki. So let's also give him a separate medium chance of 5 ki. For some... Why? Now reminder, 6 ki from leads. 6 ki from leads. 2 ki here. Right? 2 ki here. 2 ki here. 6 ki from leads. 6 ki from links, even though you're not going to really activate Shattering the Limit, not all the time. Prepare for Battle and Fuse Fighter, again, you're probably going to activate more often. So let's go 6 ki from leads, 4 ki from links. Let's say that. 4 ki from links. Remember that even at full HP, this is still going to be procced, right? So he's still getting 2 ki, right? And God forbid you're anywhere else. Right, so let's say you have 6 ki from lead, 2 ki from links, 4 ki from links. Let's say another 2 ki from there, so that's 6. 4 is 10, plus another 2 is 12. So you're already at 12 ki, right? You're already at the bare minimum 12 ki. You're like, okay, that's good. And then for some reason you have a medium chance of 5 ki, so you're at 17 ki. So now it's impossible to get his first super attack, because you will need to at least collect 1 orb before he can actually super, and that will bring you up to 18 ki plus, which will take him out of the range for not only stacking infinitely, but also lowering attack. You're like, okay, well, it's only a medium chance. You're not going to get that all the time. True. You're not going to get that all the time. So let's see what else he has. Oh, he has 2 ki again. If there's a Future Saga category ally. Some of his well, I was gonna say his best partners, but yikes. Actually, at this point I think this Vegito is better than him. I'm not gonna lie. So you're like, okay, so Future Saga partners. So you're like, okay, can't use him, right? And then his partners kind of evaporate after that one, because again, it really is that Shattering the Limit. But 5 links with these two, so there's that at least. So like, okay, well, you're not gonna be getting this too often, and then you realize, wait a minute, future category allies. So they don't actually have to be linking partners. You could just have, run them on the same team. And, you have a rotation there. So you're like, okay. What are some other Future Saga unit? Oh. Other Future Saga. Oh. Right? You're like, okay. Some other Future Saga units that are in there, right? So you're like, oh, these guys, right? You got, oh, even though you're probably not gonna run Goku Black on this team, you're like, oh, right? And then it just goes the list, right? It continues to increase. So even if you are running full Potara, again, those other 2 Vegito Blues still exist, right? So let's do another tally. 6 key from lead, 4 key from links, 2 key from the passive. Again, we're up to 12 key. Ignoring the 5 key doesn't proc. The 2 key, so you're at 14 key already. So, okay, you think, okay, 14 key, that's not bad. I just gotta avoid getting 3 orbs, right? Alright. You're like, okay, that's not bad. And then you realize that you're not going to be at 100% at all the time. What if you're at any of these thresholds, if you're at anything other than 100%, he's unlikely to get his 12 key. And he launches an additional attack that has a medium chance of becoming a super attack when performing an ultra. So it's not like you can say, oh, well, he's a chance to double super anyway, right? So even if I miss, miss the 12 key, or realize I have too much key, I can just not super and then potentially get a 12 key anyway. No, he only gets his additional when performing an ultra. So he'll get his great raise, which is nice, and then he has a potential to get his regular stack on top of that, which is nice. But again, medium chance, which is not great. You combine that with the fact that, again, Tech Vegito Blue is a thing, and although Tech Vegito Blue is not going to be busting out 4 supers every turn, the fact that even if he's not busting out 4 supers every turn, he's definitely busting out at least 1, which, stacks infinitely. But also he has higher start of turn defense, because he has 150 plus 50 on top of that when launching a super. Plus, again, he's building his attack up. So you would think, okay, and they like doing this with Vegito Blues, right? Take a look at all the Vegito Blues in the game. He's additional focused. He's additional focused. He's additional focused. The thing with Vegito Blue is they're launching attack after attack after attack. And then he has a medium chance for 1 attack, which only procs when getting the Ultra, which is the 1 super attack that you don't want because you want to raise his stats with the 12 key, because his start of turn is only 100%, meaning he's at 150k. You'll be like, oh, well, he supers and that's a great raise, so he's at 200k, right? He's at 220, right? 220 sucks. For any actual content in the game, 220 sucks, right? You'll be like, oh, well, you can destroy a Dokkan event, but at that point, just bring this guy, just bring this guy. Hell, you just bring this guy for the counters, right? Just bring any other good Vegito unit. Just bring any other good unit at that point. If we're gonna start making allowances, well, it's okay for Dokkan events, it's okay for Infinite Dragon Ball history, then just bring other actual top tier units. Because they're top tier for a reason, because they perform well in all sorts of content. Not just, okay, well, if you ignore specific parts of them, then they perform well in this slightly lower level content. Because again, at that point, if you're making all these concessions, just bring the superior unit. In which case, you wouldn't be bringing him. So this is the biggest fumble, I would say, of 2022. Dragon Ball Super Superhero, that Gohan, we already know he's going to Dokkan and EZA immediately. That's just how the game works. I can only hope that he doesn't suck. Yeah, I am at a loss for words, because he had so much potential. And really, again, because we don't like this, we don't like this, we don't like this, right? Because again, you want the 12 key. We don't like this. So what are we left with? 20% attack and defense. That's what they gave him for his EZA. 20% attack and defense. That's going to do it for us this time. Leave a like if you enjoyed the video or want Vegito Blue to be great again. I don't think they've done this before with the actual kit. I know they've changed links before. But please buff this unit. If he had guaranteed additionals when performing any super attack or when performing any attack, would be a little bit more acceptable, would be a little less trash. But again, even so, that 100% start of turn with nothing else is really kind of cucking him. So yeah, leave a dislike if you didn't enjoy the video or didn't learn anything. My name is Luna, also known as Luna Programmer, and I will catch you guys in that next one. Jesus Christ, what a disappointment.